Hey guys, welcome back. It's time for another video for you, and what you're looking at here is a Hauppauge PVR rocket. And what this is, it's a, let's see right here, it says HD PVR rocket right here. And this is a device that they sell, and the idea of it is to allow gamers to record their video games and upload them to YouTube. And I wanted to actually see if I could do this with my arcade games. Hook it up to this device because it's nice. It's a nice little portable device. I don't have to run crazy cables all over the place to do it if I wanted to use my TV capture card or whatever. So, anyways, so let me just go over it with you real quickly. On the back, it's got an HDMI in, HDMI out, AV in, 5-volt through a USB cable, which also can be used to connect it directly to a computer and record to the computer directly. And then on the front, you've got a USB connector right here, and that's where you would connect USB thumb drive to record to that, like this. You've got a microphone input, and you can either do amplified or non-amplified input. You press the buttons here to turn on, set the volume, and this is the record button. So that's the whole thing right there. So that's the rocket. Now, in order to record an arcade game, those output, well, they don't output HDMI or component video. So, and by component video, I'm talking about Y, PB, PR, something you'd see like on the back of a DVD player. You know, it's used for like high definition. It can be used for standard def as well. It's the red, green, and blue cables that you would see, but it's not RGB output. It's a different way of communicating video signals. Well, anyways, so my first thought was to connect this up using this right here. And this is the Gobonos or something like that. It's what it does is it converts video to VGA. And you can input a YPBPR into here, which we don't have that. Or you can put in RGB signal here or RGB signal there. And then it outputs it through this port here. I think in this one as well, VGA output. And you can set the different settings, like what resolution you want and other menu settings through these 3 connectors there. Takes 5-volt in. So let's I'm going to pretend hook this up. I'm not actually going to hook up anything. I already recorded a video here. So you know, the first thing I did is I hooked the power. You got the power, and then on the actual hook the video inputs, I ended up just disconnecting the video connector and hooking up via alligator clip cords like these, and it worked. I mean, it does output RGB, and I was looking at my, not VGA, and I was able to look at it on my monitor through the VGA input. So in order to connect that up to the rocket, I thought, well, I'll get a VGA to HDMI adapter right here, or converter. This is one right here I bought. It's really cheap. It was like 20 bucks. And I hooked that up. So the VGA went out using VGA cable. Plug it in here on the converter. And then scramble the wires here. There's so many wires to hook this up. I plug in the HDMI out here. And plug it into the back of the in on the rocket, like that. I'm not going to hook everything up here because it just makes a huge mess. But so I tried that out, and it would not lock onto the video signal coming out my computer monitor through the HDMI input because it has a pass-through. It comes out, through, there's a secondary output right here. And I hooked it up to my computer monitor, and it actually did display the game, and it looked pretty good. But then I was looking at the actual output, and it was like running 640. Depending whatever the resolution it was and the refresh rate. So this records 480. I don't know if it'll actually do it through the HDMI inputs, but it will do 720i, 720p, 1080i, 1080p input. So, so my next step was to try something a little bit different here and go a different approach. So what I ended up doing was getting, I'll show you here. This is a J-Rock's converter, and what this does is converts RGB to YPBPR output, composite video or S video. So that's what this thing does right here. It's a nice little board. I actually hooked it up to a TV set I have. I have a standard def TV that has component video inputs on it. It looks fantastic when you hook it up. And what I did is I'm using there's a YPBPR input right here. Just hook it up, connected it, and the same problem happened is that while this will record like a PlayStation 2 perfectly fine on the inputs, that's 480i when you record it in, the video game was actually a lower resolution, so it would not lock onto that signal as well. But the J-Rock is very cool, this J-Rock video converter. So my last option was, well, this one doesn't actually upscale, so what I need to do is hook it up through, actually had to upscale the video. So I ended up finding this on eBay, and this one, you see right here, this is a HD video converter, and you've got picture and outputs either 720 or 1080p, and you can switch your inputs. It will take YPBPR or it'll take VGA inputs. And now I tried hooking it up to the YPBPR through the J-Rock board, the J-Rock converter, and it would not lock onto that signal. I suspect it would do the same thing as the Rocket would do. But since it's getting VGA in and it will convert that, it works perfectly fine. So I ended up using this along with the this going into the Rocket. I mean, the arcade game coming into this, into this adapter, and then into the Rocket. And I was able to get it working, and it actually looks pretty darn good. Obviously it's being upconverted. And then I've got power strip with USB connectors on it. So yeah, that's that. The one last thing about the Rocket is that when you hook it up, you plug it in this end, and then the other end you've got this connector here. The red one is if you just want to use power. The black one is you want to hook up to the computer. So if you're using just a power converter, power adapter, you probably could use either of them. But so that's it right there. So now I can record the output from the games directly. I thought it might be fun to do it, like to inlay it in the videos, like off to the side, so I can if I'm playing a game or if I want to just show you something, you can see a better view of the game without having to see the reflection from the lights in my game room or whatever. So that's what I'm doing. So how about I show you the video output from it? Oh, the one other thing I was going to say, so that mic input, I don't have a particularly great mic right now. So it's really, actually the mic isn't bad. It's a nice, mic here, but this is how I have it hooked up. So, it comes out with the, I think that's 1/4 inch right there. And so I took the 1/4 inch, and I just happen to have a 1/4 inch to RCA connector. And then I took the RCA connector and put a male to female adapter on that. And then I just had this patch cable which goes from a 1/4 inch stereo, an 1/8 inch stereo, to separate RCA connectors. I hooked up like that. So you're only going to hear the right channel when I have this hooked up. And I had it sitting on the control panel, so you're going to hear every button I press. But yeah, but it looks pretty good. So that's it. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to make a nice little board, like a nice wooden board. I'm going to mount all this stuff on there, so I have something that's a little bit more manageable, and I have a bramble of cables going all over the place. So, and I'm going to make a nice little interface cable to go right into the game. You just plug it right into the monitor, and then plug the monitor, then plug the video cable into that, so that it'll be like a little splitter. I also thought about making a JAMA edge connector thing that splits it off as well. But there you go. So now it's time for the video. Hey guys, this is a test. I'm testing out using a Hauppauge PVR Rocket hooked up to my actual Ghouls and Ghosts arcade board with the RGBs being converted to VGA, then that's being upscaled to a VGA to HDMI converter. So let's give this a little try here, playing it like this. Let's move this around a little bit so I can see it. Okay. Whoa, what just happened there? Okay, that was a good little test here. Let's give this try, see how this worked out.